Yello and welcome to, Yello and welcome to episode 22 of my IXION playthrough, and I have just realised we made a mistake that's going to prevent us from completing this. It says turn off every mushroom wall. We didn't do that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens when we fail one of those. Hopefully it's just a trust penalty. If it's a permanent stability penalty, then I may actually just quit out of the game, because that is ridiculous. Anyway, we have problems. Specifically, the system is closing in on us. This section here, I think it was over the course of the last 20 minutes in terms of game time, has been closing on us. This over here is beginning to expand, so I think the first thing we need to do is we need to find a way to get over to here, to this side. To which end, where are the planets? Okay. There's one there, that doesn't help. Is there one over here? There's one there, that doesn't help. That's probably... that might help a little, but it's not going to help enough. And there's a planet on the other side. Okay. We'll take that one. And then we'll get the one on the far edge. So we may need to move fairly quick, like over to here. Iceberg crew, they're on board. Good. One other thing we need to do, I realised as well, we need to turn this back on. And we can have it keep 200 food in here. That only needs 10. We forgot to turn that off. Does now bring us below our food production quota, but that's why we have these. Can we turn these back on? Yes. Is that sufficient? It is. Okay. So let's restabilize this thing. Another thing that I've been thinking about, we do need to upgrade these batteries. I've realized after using IXION.info that I can actually fit a tier 2 battery here and still have these 3 other buildings here. We can't do that with a tier 5 building, because the tier 5 building is going to be 7, or 7 by 7, which will actually cut into these, which would prevent us from putting these here at all. We'd only be able to have one of them. Or we would have to cut out part of this road. Well, if we did it on two, we'd have to cut out like that bit of the road here and this bit of the road here. And that's not really something I want to do. So, if anything, we're going to end up using some more tier 2 ones. But, because we know we're going to need this, or these batteries soon, very soon, we're going to increase the number that we currently have. Just to give us a little bit more. This is the one that needs the most, so let's put 2 in there. That one's technically okay. Hopefully that will give us enough. You are running very, very low on polymers, on alloys. I'm tempted to switch this over temporarily. let's set our stockpile resources here to... You can export down to 100. Okay, let's unpause. We did re-enable food into here, didn't we? Yeah, okay. We need to keep an eye on this storm front. We may need to move it. The second this has been sorted, we need to send them over to the industrial zone ASAP. Administrator, trust has decreased by 15 due to the following broken commitments. You will, and you will become waste again. That still had 10 cycles left on it. Yeah, fair enough. It's not like trust will stay down that long. So long as it was just a trust penalty, then not a problem. In which case, let's turn that back on. That back on. Okay. Oh, right, yeah, that's why they can't replenish. They can't replenish because the dock is turned off. Turn that on? We can. Okay, that's just my mum confirming she received a message. Nothing important. I'm tempted to send them all the way over here to try and deal with this. Well, one thing I want to know is whether or not that... Let's see, we should be able to just test this. Or the position to move to. We can just move to a position in space. Okay, so we can just move over to here. Oh no, we can't. It has to be a stellar object. Well, that's a problem. It's a problem we can deal with later. Okay, that battery is built. And that battery is not going to get built anytime soon. I might actually disassemble this to get the things from it. That battery is built. That battery is built. This didn't need a battery. Didn't we build two? Yeah, the other one is being built.
A probe has completed its scan.
Why'd I pause? I don't need to pause. This pauses for me. I'm expecting that this is another zone that will have dead bodies hanging around it.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
God damn it, we need to be able to lock onto that.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
We'll look at that in a second. Probe launcher. Probes move faster. Scouting radius. Construction speed is faster. If we get them to move faster, then they spend less time in there, so that's a reason to increase speed, I suppose. Reduce the length of time you're inside the storm clouds. We'll not worry about it for the moment. Probability that that one makes it through is probably lower. I can't see this front moving at the minute. Is it moving in batches or is it just really, really slow and creeping? It's just really slow and creeping, yeah. So if I did send them over to here, they may not actually have the time. It depends on how long it's going to take there. What do we have, or what do we know about this planet? Oh, eligible for colonization testing. Yeah, I'm not leaving a colony in the middle of the storm if I can help it. So, let's send the iceberg team to the reactor wreckage instead.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
How am I even supposed to get scan those things if I can't get the probe through? You have a priority to send your metal over to here first, which is fine. Can't argue with that. Don't need that online anymore. Is this storm front still closing in on us? This appears to have stopped.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Where's the probe? There's the probe. I may have to go into the storm to launch the probe over to here to find it. Isn't there another one along here? There's no way a probe makes it to there. If they're struggling to get over to here, then yeah, there's no chance they're going to make it to. We'll try to send one more over here. We did pause. Our sensors have located a section of the Entermanaki drifting in space. First reports indicate this wreckage was once the ship's engine room and reactors. We have arrived on site. Only 2 of the Interminaki's massive reactors remain. Initial reconnaissance reveals 3 places of interest. The thrusters, the engine room, the engine supervision area. We'll investigate the engine supervision area to learn more about the superstructure's final moments. Let's go to the supervision area because it's potentially safer. If the engines are like critical or emitting a large amount of radiation for either of these two, then yeah, problems. Actually, no, I can leave that one on for the time being. Let's turn that off. I want to see if I can't turn this on.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
Which one? Okay. I can't even scan them. I obviously need to have faster probes. Otherwise they just will not make it through the storm. It looks more like a timed thing rather than a dice roll. We've basically found everything we can, haven't we? Bar a bunch of ice and hydrogen. I mean, even 50% speed might not make them. If it's just like once they're in the storm for X number of seconds, then that basically would mean that
has been lost due to space weather.
Yeah, that would basically mean that I cannot scan them. I'm stuck on this side unless I go over to here or fly through to here, and then maybe we can scan it. I think it's just warbling at the minute. It's not actually moving, so maybe it moves in sections. I want to see it move so I can at least know what I'm dealing with. If it just like goes from here and then goes boop, this is now the new one, then that's kind of lazy coding on their part. Oh, yeah, I was going to move this over to there. Let's not. Let's just try and get things out of here. I kind of want to move over to here now. I think it probably is a reasonable idea.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Just to move more centrally so we can collect this stuff faster.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
New event, pilot. Yeah. The engine supervisory engine was mainly occupied by those of rank. Some had time to enter cryopods before apparent depressurization of the area. Analysis of remaining computer infrastructure indicates that the directives were merciless towards the engine room workers. They treated them as expendable outcasts. There are traces throughout the entire superstructure district of hacking attempts. All ship computers dedicated to the engine's reactors were compromised, preventing the Entamanaki from maneuvering and causing power failure throughout the superstructure. The iceberg team has managed to extract remnants of the computer protocol that were used to do this. Those fragments of code point to an author, the BMS. Relevant data has been sent to the Tycoon's tech lab for more detailed analysis. Inspect the thrusters because they're going to be less dangerous than the engine room. Sent to the tech lab for analysis. Unpause. Probably part of this.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Huh?
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
That's why it looked like it disappeared. Sector 3. We're okay for the time being. Which probe? This probe. Yeah, they're not even lasting a few seconds in the storm. Which means I basically can't scan anything outside of this little bubble. Unless it's just inside the storm. If these last that long, then I should have think how long the smaller ships are gonna last.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
Yeah, there's zero point me trying to scan anything inside the storm. Because the probes just die immediately. They have no protection against it. So what are these planets? These have always been in the storm. Either the storm has to move out of the way at some point, or they're basically impossible to get to. Which absolutely doesn't seem like that's how it would be designed. Just because this one will disappear into the storm quickest. Ah, we've run out of science.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
Yeah, we may as well turn the probe launcher off then. We've scanned everything we can in this little bubble now. And trying to scan anything else apparently is just going to make us lose the probe. Because there's no research to improve the survivability of the probes. Which means in order for me to scan those things, they have to be outside of the... yeah, they would need to be... Let me pause for a second. They would need to be outside of the storm, on the same side of the storm as we are. We now have data to analyze the Piranha's hacking protocols. The associated research protocol can be launched in the tech lab. This should allow us to set up a computer protection system to reduce the impact of any digital attack. Acknowledge. Okay, there it is. We'll need to finish that before we leave the system, but we don't need to do it now. I can't build another one of those, even though I'd like to. I think I'm going to take this down because this sector is not going to become a population sector, no matter how hard we try. As much as we would like it to, it's just not. So having this here is kind of redundant. I'd be better off having the entertainment sector thing.
A science ship team completed a task.
The Antimonati seems capable of achieving two different types of propulsion. An intersystem method, which has similarities to Dolos's EKP, and an intra-system and an inter-system propulsion that covers the basic operation of the Volo engines. The team has noted the remains of numerous I have no idea how to pronounce that. Accelerated areas? Access to and the knowledge of the propulsion modes seem to have been strictly regulated. The two reactors were damaged at the same time as a large superstructure, and our analysis has revealed traces of gluion particles. Oh yeah, we went to the thruster rather than the engine room. Okay, let's go to the engine room. You're not collecting science, you're doing research. Actually no, because it's still going to get fed. I was going to say let's turn this off, but yeah, it won't work the way I want it to. We could get more crew in here to start this up again. Food is being brought in. Yeah, that Stormfront hasn't moved again since. I wonder if the Stormfront is tied to completing research nodes here. And every time you complete one, then it will move. What's our population like here? Okay, let's turn that on so we can transfer that over to here. Wrong way around. There we go, wrong way around. So let's turn that off silicon, turn that on. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's prioritizing sending them here first. Which is not what we want. Even if I turn this off, that's not going to fix the problem. I could temporarily break the road connection. That would do it. But now it's already too late. The Antimonaki engines were not supported by a PA or even a basic AI. Instead, crew members were constantly monitoring, adjusting and repairing the engines and their thrusters. Their living conditions were extremely precarious, and it would seem many of them were either prisoners or rejects from the population on board the Antimonaki. Traces of writings were found within some dormitory cells referring to genetic Coroneus and the Ashtagiti. There are records of several serious breakdowns before the final explosion. Crew members would work waist deep in coolant some drying while performing their tasks within toxic substances. Those who refused were executed by their supervisors. Yeah, I called it. I called it. Okay, you need to move now. So every time we complete a research project, the cloud changes. At least we know how it's tied, so we can now predict things and try and force particular events. It looks like this is going to become, or this is going to clear up. But yeah, you can see that this is advancing this way. This has retreated back. And this has retreated back. I am hoping this doesn't have dead bodies around it. If it does, we'll just have to come over to here. But that means that we can basically wait things out. We can collect all of the resources in here and then do the missions here.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Okay, Sector 2, 6 crew members, all is fine. I didn't check beforehand, but I think everyone should have power. This might be a bit tight. Okay, so basically we need to be collecting everything in this area before we leave. Let's see. How do we get this out of here? We can transfer a bunch over to here. I think we're just going to have to wait for them to empty manually if we want to upgrade them, or build something to store all of what we have in the minute. Do we have the crew over here now? Probably not. Okay. We'll find out when we get to our here whether or not we're dealing with dead bodies again.
Caution. Entering debris field.
We have plenty of ice elsewhere, so... And we actually have plenty in storage as well. I do kind of want them to get that. Yeah. Okay, how much silicon do we still have left to pick up? Not a massive amount. We could just try to wait and burn through what silicon we have, because we can't scan anything else. Or even if we scan anything else, then we can't do anything about it. So I assume... Station is surrounded by floating corpses. Okay. How's everyone holding up? Okay at the minute. I may have to get a bit of research that I was gonna save till later now. And that's just to get these. So we can use one circuit to convert 200. Because that's one hell of a boost. But we'd also need inducted sacrifice. So we would need to research everything in here. Which is going to take a while. Let's move the iceberg crew over to here. Okay, high priority on these. Yeah, that's the last of the silicon there. Our supplies are fine. We need to check Sector 2. I mean, our water supply is fine. I actually do want to drain these out because we want to replace these with the larger ones. So
a science ship has arrived at its destination.
Having them drain is not a terrible idea. I'd rather not keep this here too long, which is why I'd like to have these priority ones collected first and foremost. Okay, is there any other... more ice? More silicon? But what are we going to do with the hydrogen? We don't have the reactor and we're full. I reckon we can get that scanned. I believe... yeah, we need the science ship over there to do that. So we can at least get over to here now. It's going to be one hell of a jump, but we can get over there. How overcrewed are this? Okay, plenty. Let's send... I'm just thinking. We have extra space over here for more non-workers. So from Sector 4, let's send 50 non-workers to Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3. And then from Sector 2, we can send 50 workers over to Sector 4.
A probe has been lost due to space weather.
Good lord, that's literally just on the inside. Okay, we still have 200 non-workers in there. That's fine. That's what we kind of
An
wanted.
accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Sector 5, 9 crew were injured. That's fine. Can we turn that back on? We can. I would like to empty these two out so that we can put another big one here.
Population transfer complete. Alliance ship has arrived at its destination.
How do you have one too many workers? Ah, no, you're supposed to be going up to 300 workers, so you're actually fine. Let's send 20 workers from here to Sector 3. That is the wrong menu. 20 workers from Sector 1 to Sector 3.
Population transfer complete. A ship has been destroyed by a space weather event.
Seriously? If they're destroyed that easily, then what good is the... We just improved their hulls to reduce the likelihood of that happening. Cargo ship. If it was that easy, if this one gets destroyed as well, then the research that reduces the chance of them being damaged, much less destroyed, I'm fairly sure it's worded as damaged. Yeah, are more likely to endure dangerous weather conditions. If we lose this ship as well, then that research is absolutely worthless. You should just never go inside storms. I am going to have to reprogram it though. If it was damaged to begin with, I could understand that, but... Non-workers... Yeah, okay. We just lost that ship as well. Those two researchers that we got to give them the opportunity to be able to like collect from just inside the storm, they're pointless. Absolutely fucking pointless. Ships just cannot survive inside the storm other than ours. It'd be really nice if it prioritized for moving from here, but never mind. We'll just have to use all of the silicon we have at our disposal. We're starting to get back to having maximum iron. Can we turn that on now? Not yet, the crew hasn't come over yet. Was there anything else inside? No, just this one over here.
Population transfer complete.
There we go. Did I not transfer over specifically workers? This needs... I thought I said it specifically workers. I was sure I said it to specifically workers. Technology dormitory cells has been unlocked. this should start getting some resources now, finally. Okay, so the one we lost, at least this one is nice and obvious as to how we should reprogram it. But what of this one? I think this one was supposed to be set up that way? How was this one set up? Probably something like that. Okay, workshop sector 3 disabled. Still have 40 extra crew members in there. Let's send another 10 workers specifically. 10 workers from Sector 1 to Sector 3. Oh no, we must have sent workers over, because non-workers hasn't increased. How do you have one too many non-workers? From Sector 1 to Sector 5, 1. So why Sector 5? Cancel that one. From Sector 1 to Sector 4. I want to be able to turn this on without turning off one of the other production facilities. Only one hospital is on. I'm not building anything at the minute. Yeah, but we need 40. I'm hoping
Population transfer complete.
the storm continues to either retreat or sweep over from the right-hand side. This is probably only just enough. Yeah. If we have a major accident over here, then we're going to have another problem, but for now, that does the trick. Once we've more or less started capping out our alloys again, I think we will upgrade all of these in here. And then we'll also get tier 2 batteries unlocked. Interesting that we're not currently being affected by that. Sector 3, Sector 4. We do have a pretty high happiness buffer at the moment.
Population transfer complete.
Okay. That would have been the one crew member.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
That's in this sector. Things are okay. I think I might dismantle this one as well, because we can turn a bunch of things off now. We've got our battery ups a bit more. I don't think we can research it any higher. I think we'd have to get tier 2. Oh no, we can add another 5% to it. Charging speed is irrelevant. No, that's charging speed, yes. We don't need any of that. So let's research that. Queue that. I do kind of want to build a second one of these. We're going to put it down as a blueprint. Population. Ionic center. Just to speed up waking the crew up, because otherwise it's going to take way too long at this point. But I'm not entirely sure. No, we probably could. Okay, let's let that build. That's almost done. I don't think any of our ships have headed out to collect ice yet, which is fine and good. I know there is more ice around. Wasn't there? Ah, there's that lot. One of the main things we need to or potentially be mindful of and potentially worry about would be if we end up, we can't run out of ferrite. If we run out of ferrite, then our ship just falls apart because we can't repair it at that point. How much population can we support in here? 900. Oh damn it, we just told them to this would have been the perfect opportunity to take these down and replace them with a bigger one. Let's turn the electronics off. Do we have a spare one at the minute? We don't, as such. This was just going to be metal. If I might be able to work around this. If I tell that I want that in there, and then I turn this off and this off. Then am I going to have enough space? These can't currently unload. Stop import. Actually, no, rather than stop an import, we can just say sell to 50 instead. That can then export. That will give us the space we need in here, and maybe that will come over here and build batteries. So that said, if the plan is to replace the batteries, let's cancel the construction of this. And cancel the construction of that. Because what we'll do is we'll go with the new layout that I'm going to use, which means that for this one there's going to be a medium battery here and a medium battery here, and then a house right next to it. That will be how things will be laid out. Do you have? Okay, yeah. Turn 12. Yeah, you actually have a priority to send your resources over to here, so I wonder why you weren't. It is on. They're not trying to build something else, are they? Doesn't look like it. Let's just check this again. Alloys, priority sent to Sector 5. It's just the usual bug where it hasn't realised that it has stuff that it can transfer, is it? We need to turn it off and on again. Or maybe we need to do that in here. It was off in there. That's why. That also implies that this is now... yeah, that's full. That's full. That's filling.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Tech lab's gone down. Pause. That's what I thought was about to happen. That doesn't need to be on. We don't need that on currently either. Or the probe launch for that matter, so let's turn that off and leave this on. And these researches are gonna take a while. I think that would be a good point for me to call it for today, and I will get some of this busy work done and allow resources to process. in my own time. At least up until I start having a particular or some kind of problem crops up, like too many crew, not enough food. Because we do have like, how many people to be brought back on? 300 people, 600 people to be woken up. So yeah, we'll pause it there for now. I will allow this thing to run in its own time at some point. There doesn't appear to be that many dead bodies around here. But I'll allow this thing to run in its own time, or my own time, and we will come back, hopefully, ready to colonize the next planet. The only thing that might change is I may end up moving the Tyquin to that planet before that point. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Cheerio.